Happy holidays, everybody. Welcome back to the Hallmark Hero Show, hosted by me, Regis Philbin. It's been a great show, hasn't it? Let's meet our next hero. About 30 years ago, Hal Honeyman opened a store selling bikes, but he ended up peddling a more precious commodity, independence. Yeah, independence for kids who might not otherwise have it.
You can hardly go a week without someone talking about Hal Honeyman. He is just a wonderful guy in the community, and it's time that everybody knows about it.
Cycling is a rite of passage for a lot of kids. It's that first big thing. Just like driving or talking or walking. To be able to let them be part of that is awesome. Back in 1975, I actually worked at a bike shop for a couple of years, and I left to go to school. And in the process of being in school, I heard that the bike shop was for sale. So I told my family about it, and next thing you know, a couple days later, we'd made an offer, and now we're all sudden in the bike business.
Hal is just a great big brother, and how many people can say, I get to work with my family every day and enjoy it.
He's been my best friend for 29 years. It's neat to take a passion that Hal and I have shared and to be able to give that to another person.
He loves what he's doing, and he won't let anything get in his way.
So you want to say you're Jacob and you're Hal's son, and you work at the store opening up the door for people, don't you? Yes. High five.
When Jacob was born, it totally changed our lives.
Jacob ended up having cerebral palsy.
You know, the challenges we faced just took a lot of energy and time and money, and it was quite an experience. I guess the biggest thing I've learned in this whole process with Jacob and all his medical issues is, you know, no matter what happens, just don't give up. When the triplets were about 3 years old, his two sisters were riding their bikes, and we really wanted to find a way for Jacob to ride.
He actually worked on finding a bike and did some adaptations to it.
Part of the process was really trying to find something that would work for him, getting him mobile, getting him moving, something he could do like the other kids. Well, the first 6 times he rode, he was just kind of along for the ride. His legs would go around, and he really didn't participate, but he thought it was pretty cool. And then just this one time we were out riding, he started to push down and initiate with his pedaling. And his eyes lit up. He was smiling from ear to ear. I was in tears, and right then and there he knew that he could do it, and I knew right away. It was meant to help kids find freedom through mobility.
What started out as a small 800 square foot bike store evolved into Hal starting Creative Mobility.
Hi, how you guys doing?
Hi.
Hey, Tommy.
On. He wants to get on the bike.
You want to try a bike?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Let's go back here. I got one.
All right.
Try out.
Creative Mobility provides adaptive bicycles for children with disabilities.
Oh, you're excited.
Every person we run into has a different situation, a different set of strengths and weaknesses, and really our job is to find the strengths. They might be able to use their arms or their legs or any portion of that, and we try to identify the things that they can use to get out and ride and be successful.
You want to go?
You ready? Set.
Oh.
We've seen it many times, the kids riding their bikes for the first time. Mom in tears, dad in tears, biggest smiles you ever seen. It's just, it makes it all worth it.
It's so good to do every day. You just can't describe it.
Do you have another kiss? That's awesome. That's the way that Tommy says thank you.
Every day that I come to work or do a bike event, you get to see someone become mobile that maybe hasn't been all their life.
When Max was born, we had been told that he might have Down syndrome. Mark and I both really leaned on each other that first week, asking each other, how are we going to do this? We have 6 other kids. This is not what we expected. Right away, it presented a lot of challenges. And then it was evident the first time I was able to hold him. He needed what every other child needed, which was total love. Every spring, of course, all the neighbor kids start breaking out their bikes. It was really, I think, a disappointment for Max. He'd watch out the schoolroom window at the kids going by. And at one of Max's therapy sessions, somebody mentioned Hal at the bike rack. I talked to Hal about how we were going to be able to get a bike. And Mark just thought it was just impossible. We can't afford over $3,000 for a bike. How are we going to do it? Tammy called me on a Monday And she said, "You're not going to believe this. We just had an anonymous donor come in over the weekend, so you are one of the recipients. Come in and get your bike." It was just the most profound gift of love. Hal put him on a bike immediately, and the first time that Max got on there and we gave him a push, he was able to start to pedal just a small amount.
But eventually he got onto it. You could see him really get into his body, was going back and forth, and being Max, he wasn't looking at where he was going, he wasn't steering, he'd be like looking back at me, laughing and smiling, and he's like, "Look at me, Dad."
He turned to us and signed, "I love you."
And that big smile on his face, too.
Hal has just been instrumental in helping a lot of these families get bikes. The families get to see their kids ride a bike, and many of them think they would never have that ability to do it.
Go get him. Come on. Whoa, look out. Come on, hurry, Landon.
You ready? Whatever, here we go.
Good job.
Do you want to walk with him a little bit? I'll try him again.
I don't think he'll ever know how much he is a hero to these kids and helping them with their physical abilities and the happiness. Yeah, he's a phenomenal man.
And you really are a terrific guy, Hal.
Thank you.
Made a lot of people very happy there. Would this have happened without Jacob?
No, I don't think it would have. I mean, the experience with Jacob really changed my life and put me into this whole world.
And the difference between creative mobility and what was the other phrase?
Project Mobility.
Project Mobility.
Creative Mobility is the actual shop, part of our bike shop that is a provider of equipment and bikes. Project Mobility we formed a few years ago to do events all over the country and help get kids bikes. We do stuff for kids. We do a lot with the Wounded Warrior Project, veterans throughout the country.
Yeah, what's that like?
There's 8 rides throughout the country that we do every year, and they take injured veterans out of the hospital. We try to get them on a bike and get them mobile, and it's about awareness and fundraising for veterans' causes. But at the same time, these people are able to ride and get just a little bit of their life back.
Sure. But didn't you create a specialty bike as well?
Yeah, I designed a bike called VersaTrike, and it evolved from our Creative Mobility. We needed something kind of in between, but what's happened now is it's worked out for older people, people that maybe have minor balance problems. It's rare that we find someone that we cannot get mobile. And no matter what is going on, we can usually find some solution.
And it gives them a whole sense of excitement about the fact that they're able to move around too.
Well, excitement, independence, and mobility,
Sure.
Self-esteem, really everything that keeps people going.
Well, you've made a lot of people awfully happy. A lot
Thank
of
you.
kids and their parents as well. Nice job, pal.
Thank you.
Congratulations to you. Stick around, everybody. Jane Seymour is coming up next as we continue with our Hallmark heroes.
Coming up, we're going to spend some time with Jane Seymour and find out what she is doing to change the lives of children all over the world. You won't want to miss this.